After traveling to 20 plus different countries all around the world, one of the most beautiful things that I learned was that a lot of the beliefs and values, the things that I thought and knew, I knew that these things were true. I found out that a lot of them were not. I realized that reality, to many, doesn't exist. And once you become enlightened and awakened, and you take that personal journey to learn who you truly are on the inside, and I'm not talking about who you are in terms of what you do. I mean who you are at a molecular, spiritual level. When you do that, you're going to find that race, religion, gender, these things don't matter as much as you think they do. They're simply labels, stereotypes, boxes that we use to help us understand different cultures and people. But many of the things that I learned, I realized they were not true. For instance, going to Korea, there are certain stereotypes that I held as a child from watching movies and videos and things like that. And after spending 2 years over there, I realized that no matter where you go in the world, you're gonna find some people who are awakened, you're gonna find people who are not. You're gonna find people who are friendly. There are some who are not. They're gonna be angry people, depressed people, they're gonna be sad people, and they're gonna be some people that are so happy, so full of life, so full of love. And you have to embrace and choose who you want to spend your time with. Who are you going to allow to fuel the energy within you? For me, it was finding more positive people, more enlightened people who thought, wait, there's more to this life than what I'm currently experiencing. I can have the joy, the happiness, anything I want. I keep hearing that I can design my own lifestyle. I keep seeing people who are living the way I want to live. They're traveling the world. They're enjoying different experiences with different people. They're immersing themselves in different cultures. I knew that for me, that was important because that allowed me to develop a new belief system and a new set of values that spoke to the true me, my true inner self, my highest self. The highest self that thinks in terms of, am I coming from a place of love or is this my ego? When you begin to think and transcend to that level of life, you find that love comes to you easily. You draw more people towards you who think and who function on that vibration because that's a very high vibration. It's easy to fall into the ego and want what we want, to be selfish and to have our way or get our way. Everyone wants to get their way, that's normal. But it takes a different level of consciousness to say, yes, I want my way, but not at the expense of you being left out in the cold or hurting you or harming you in any way, shape, or form. That's what you learn as you begin to travel the world and see different cultures. As you begin to notice who's traveling and who's not, where people are going, what their interests are, how they think differently than people who don't typically travel or people who live a very routine life. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with routine, and at times we have to have that. But there's nothing wrong with going to the park, taking a walk in nature, going to a local beach. There are ways to break up our routine and add spice into our lives right within our own little city or town, regardless of how small that city or town may be. The town may be small, but this right here, this is a supercomputer. Think outside the box. Think of new ways to engage yourself, to create fun activities in your life that bring you life. Find people who are outgoing, who like to do new things and different things. They will bring that same energy to you, and you will find that your energy begins to raise as well. Now, I've been in situations where, I've been sad, down, life's beating me up. I had so many financial responsibilities. I can't think about traveling. I can't think about all these things you're talking about. I'm barely making it day to day. I've been there. At the age of 24, I lost my mother. And I had 4 siblings under me that I was responsible for. A 24-year-old woman fresh out of college. That's a lot of responsibility to put on one person. I had to do whatever it took to make sure that my siblings were taken care of, that food was on the table, that they had the necessities that they needed for life. I had to begin to save and put away so that when they went to college, which we were all kind of right behind each other. So I began to feel an immense amount of pressure and stress. And for me, I chose to deal with it in an unhealthy way. I began to drink a lot of alcohol, drinking all the time. I mean, constantly, day and night, because I knew that the responsibility, it was at my feet. And it was up to me as the oldest to make sure I did and I fulfilled my promise to my mother to take care of her children. So I began to create all that energy of stress, and it created depression. And then I found myself not being able to get out of bed. How am I gonna make this happen? This is 4 kids that are teenagers that all have different needs and wants, and they deserve the things that they wanted and needed. They weren't asking for anything excessive. I'm talking about food, water, shelter, a roof over their heads, these types of things. It was a lot for me at a very young age. I had to grow up very quickly. But being around positive people really helped me to figure that out and find my way and understand what was going to work for me. So for a lot of you, it's going to be different. Your situation may be different. Your needs may be different. And you have to figure out what's going to work best for you. What is a positive highlight in your day? Stick to that. Use it as often as you can. Use it as a way to bring light into your life. Maybe things aren't as bad as you choose to see them. I know for me, when I get into a negative light, it's a snowball effect for me. No pun intended. But I kind of just domino effect, and I can go into a very unbalanced state where I feel like the world's against me, poor me, victim, the victim mentality. And I have to recognize and understand what triggers that, how to avoid it, and how to stay in a state of awareness. When you begin to do this, you will begin to go on a journey where you find yourself awakening more and more every day, understanding your true purpose in life, and getting a better feel for who you truly are. Are you what you do, or are you who you choose to be? I choose to be love, to be light, to illuminate the way for others by sharing my story and helping people to understand that, no, it wasn't easy. It wasn't always fun, but it was well worth the fight to take on this journey of love, to become a light worker and spread light and love throughout the world, and understand that there are many people going through the same battles and the same situations as you, as I am. The way that we get through them is by sharing our experiences, what worked for us and what didn't. Hopefully this makes you want to learn a little bit more about becoming awakened, about living a life that comes from a place of love, from the heart. The heart knows best. The heart is not going to lead you wrong. Your head might. Every now and then we can get a little confused, lost in our thoughts, and it can mess us up. But you can always hit the reset button and begin your life on the path that you choose to live it. So what path will you choose? Will you walk in light, or will you continue to walk in darkness? Will you choose to see the best in others, or will you label and project and mirror them? It's up to you. You get to design the life that you live. You write your story, and you're the star of that story. Now choose what type of star you will be. You can be the diva that doesn't care about anybody, only about themselves. Bring me this, bring me that. The world is my oyster. The world is your oyster. But the world is also shared with billions of other people who are beautiful. And if you allow those people to be a part of your story, you will find that life is very fulfilling. You will have many friends, lifelong friends, and you will live a life that is full of purpose, love, and passion.